You're welcome to join us with your comments via our social media handles on X Spaces, on YouTube, and of course on Facebook. We are starting off with a matter that has potential risk for lives and property. Now, communities in Western and Ashanti regions, some communities are sitting on a ticking time bomb. Why? Because illegal mining activities are creeping dangerously close to the critical gas pipeline. Gensa Energy has identified at least 15 high-risk areas where galamsey operations are cutting communication cables and threatening the veracity of pipelines. Ghana already struggles to meet a daily peak gas demand. This will be compounded to cripple national energy supply and lead to power shortages. The Vice President of Operations at Gensa Energy, Henry Abeku, says the situation was uncovered by a monitoring team in the galamsey-prone areas that harbor national gas pipelines.
We've identified several prone areas. We have more than 50 communities we've identified as, galamsey-prone areas where the activities normally interrupt or cut our communication cables. And we've actually identified all of these communities where we've intensified surveillance monitoring systems. Western region, I wouldn't be able to, fully reveal, but there are a lot of areas in the Western region. Galamseys are very active in the Western region. Our pipeline, Western regions, Ashanti region, these areas are areas we are battling and working assiduously to ensure the communities are well sensitized to understand that some of these operations are very harmful to the operations of the pipeline and can become real threat to the community. So we work with the communities effectively to ensure that they accept that their operations these levels of operations could harm and become a threat to the safety of the communities.
Right, so this is a matter that has serious consequences for the nation if things are not done immediately to address this. Kenneth Shigbe is with the Media Coalition Against Illegal Mining and also Chief Executive of the Chamber of Mines. Doctor, this now they are moving from, cocoa farms and now having the audacity to get close to our gas pipelines. Clearly something must be done. What do you recommend immediately?
It's not only the fact that we are endangering ourselves with this gas pipeline. There are also very extra high voltage pylons that are also being digged under. And if any of those pylons should go down, the cost to life and property, and this is something VRA, Gridco have been preaching about. And now the situation is now being made worse with this issue of gas. And we know how flammable gas is going to be.
Right.
And all of these people who are doing all of this are criminals. These are environmental criminals. And so they should be treated as such, that these are people who are endangering their very lives and endangering the whole country. So the talk is enough of the talk. These are national security assets, and they should be treated as national security assets. And we should not allow criminals who, for their own selfish, reasons, would want to endanger all of us. So these are some of the things that we'll be hoping that His Excellency the President, in the coming days, as we await his new methods of fighting this particular scourge, would add that so that our gas pipelines, our high voltage lines, our roads, our water, our forest reserves, all of them will be treated with that robustness that is required.
But it's taking this long for the engineers to come to this, highlight. Bringing it to the media attention. Clearly, because you mentioned the fact that these are security installations, I don't think we should even get to the point where the engineers are now raising this concern before the nation to take action. No,
at all. These are things that, if you look at the protocols around gas pipelines, they are such that you don't allow any of these, operations around them. I remember even when we have to lay fiber and you have to go into a place where there's a gas pipeline around the Tema area, the protocols you have to go through. So it's the same things that should be happening in there. We just have not been treating the issues around illegal mining, with the seriousness that it deserves. So You then have these criminals also then having the audacity, wanting to go close to this. And as I was telling you, I know that, the Ghana gas people would have been dealing with this in the past, as GRICO have also been dealing with the issues around their pylons in the past. But, in all of this thing that I said, these are security concerns. And the question you'll be asking yourself is that where are the district municipal security committees? And that's why, for me, the issues around what the DCs and MCs and the police commanders in these communities would have to come and play.
But again, these guys that you describe as criminals appears to have no regard to the environment and where they want to mine. It will not even matter if they discover gold at the Jubilee House and there is no restriction. They'll go ahead and undertake their illegal activity. Yet, we appear to be talking tough, but acting very little on the ground. I don't know what else must be done for us to take this war to them.
No, you see, the challenge is the fact that the people who have to act sometimes are compromised themselves. So you find out it's all the issues about the elephant in the room. It's the politically exposed persons, the very well connected people who are, the people behind the root cause of all of this. It's not the people you see in there. It is the people that know that when issues happen and they are arrested, there are big men who come to get them bail. And so they think that they are untouchable. So if we want to deal with this, we need to deal with the root causes. In 2024 October, His Excellency mentioned them as the kingpins. So these are the people we should be going after. And there's a plethora of them. The AG is supposed to be investigating 2 of the ruling government's officials. We've not heard anything that the Iyoko, AG had authorized Iyoko to do that. We've not heard anything about what Iyoko is doing. Akunta Mine, also another politically exposed person on the other side. We've not heard anything. You have the situation about Professor Frimpong Boateng's the
report.
People he named. Yes, the report. They are all politically exposed people. You're not hearing. A company like Heritage Imperial was engaged in the clear illegality, but they are all very connected people, very rich people, so nothing is being done to them. If we don't deal with the root causes of this, we will not be able to resolve it. So I am hoping that, in the coming days, whatever we're going to hear from the government would really result in dealing with the root cause. These people who are responsible for this, and also holding the DCs and MCs accountable so that they should do their work. Today, I was having a conversation with one of the DCs, and I am hoping that he will hear this and do the thing that he has to do in his constituency.
But that's where, I mean, the foreign minister gave us a hint of what government's plans are in terms of going forward, but did not give us the details. What exactly are you hoping to hear from the president this time?
So for me, a lot of the things that I want to hear is the things that the president himself had committed to, the pact he signed with the coalition and UTAC, and then some of the things they said. So we definitely would want to see states of emergency in some, the areas that are endemic with this environmental criminals. He's asked that we hold, the DCs and MCs accountable. So I'm hoping that the president will say that for every DC or MC, if there's galamsey happening in your constituency, in your district or municipality, then you have failed me. He dismisses you and then he causes an investigation to find out whether you are complicit and he holds you accountable. We're also hoping that the president would immediately ask that all these politically exposed persons, including those that his attorney general has asked to be investigated, quickly to be arrested and investigation goes on, and those who have to be prosecuted are prosecuted. We'll also be hoping that situations like that obnoxious policy that the Minister of Interior has brought, where when foreigners are caught up in this illegality, they are deported, that would be changed and we would apply fully the Act 955.
Right.
And also I believe that the work that the Minister of Lands has started with the excavators at the port, we need to speed them up. There are over 7,000 excavators in the field. All of those we should, under the state of emergency, they should be given maybe a week or a month to register the excavators, or they all be confiscated to the state, and we start exporting these excavators out of the country. And so there has to be a paradigm shift. We have had too many talks. And also another thing we should start doing is empowering the local communities. There is a local community where the folks were fighting the Galamseyers. They are still in court, and we are going to be petitioned in the coming days, the Attorney General, to drop those charges against them and empower these local communities. There are a lot of them. Now they are all fighting back and saying, no, we want our cocoa farms. We don't want you to come and do illegal mining in our community. We need to empower all of these. There is a king, there's the chief of Aboso, who has also started, pushing back on the Galamseyers. We need to get all of these traditional authorities and support them so that they will also be part of the fight rather from the ground, because that's how Galamsey will be dealt with. It is getting the local folks. But another thing that we all need to do, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources has invited all of us to join the fight. So I will be calling on the Catholic Bishops Conference, for example, and the Christian Council, the Chief Imam, all traditional leaders. We need to mobilize ourselves and show to these environmental criminals who claim they are in the millions that there's a lot more of us who do not want these things happening. The peasant farmers alone, you have over 2.5 million of them who are losing their livelihoods because of this. Those are our fisher folks who are on the rivers. They have lost their livelihoods. Even those who fish in the shallow waters are also beginning to lose their livelihoods. And we need to start hearing also from the GMA, the Ghana Medical Association, and all of that, who are treating, the cases that are coming to them, the Ghana nurses and midwives, all of these people. We need to start hearing all of us coming back in and then, supporting the government where they are doing right. And areas where it's not happening too well, we point that out to the government.
All right. Perhaps the Lands and Natural Resources Ministry have some answers for us. Let me cross over to Pakosi Shandoff. He speaks for the Lands and Natural Resources Ministry, and he joins us on the line. So, Pakosi, has this come to your attention that illegal miners are now getting closer to our gas pipelines? And what steps is being taken by the ministry to get them off and protect these pipelines?
Good afternoon, Elton. Indeed, we have taken notice of this particular development and all other threatening matters that are emerging. The truth of the matter is that right upon the detection, NIMOS was notified, the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, and as of now, they are drawing a comprehensive plan to deal with this particular issue, and indeed, any other matter that may come out of this particular development. So, by way of a response, indeed, we have taken notice, and we are working around the clock to mitigate the impact.
But you recognize that their operations and the impact it will have on the nation, if they are able to get closer to the pipeline and compromise it, will be such that it will be difficult for us to come out of it. So clearly, these people are bent on wreaking havoc to the nation. Isn't time the ministry or perhaps government take a bold step and say that these people are criminals, so let's deal with them to that extent? Exactly.
We understand the gravity and the enormity of their operations and the groundswell impact it would have on the entire populace. And that is why, like I've had cause to indicate on this same platform, right now, we are enhancing the measures to deal with the menace of illegal mining. Just by way of notification, today, for example, on Monday, there was an operation by NIMOS that arrested 4 military men who, over the period, have been parading and acting under the guise of national security.
Four 7 military officers.
Yes, 7 military officers in yesterday's operation by NIMOS were arrested. And like I'm saying, they have been operating pretentiously under the guise of the national security. Meanwhile, what they do is to embark on illegal raids. Now, if you look at the nature of the operation, it didn't even start yesterday, though they were apprehended yesterday. it had been happening. I mean, the monitoring had been going on over a 3-month period. All of that is just to say that if now security operatives who are complicit are being arrested, we should get the assurance that government is indeed committed to the fight. And for every matter like this nature that emerges, there is a plan to mitigate it accordingly. So it's just a matter of time. Like I've said, we are revising the measures, and very soon this particular menace should be a thing of the past.
So these military officers were acting without authority?
So investigations are ongoing. Indeed, they have all been handed over to the Ghana Armed Forces, and investigations have begun immediately as I speak. Pending the outcome of the investigation, I mean, after the investigations have concluded, we'll be able to know the source of their authorization and where they were coming from. Because in the opinion of the locals, they felt these were authorized military personnel who were conducting the raids. But we will later discover that their entire operationalization was rather parochial, in that they were doing it for their own gains. And indeed, it is not only them. It appears there is also a clique of security personnel who hide under the guise of the national security to embark on some of these clandestine acts. All of these have come to the attention of the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat. The sector minister has taken notice of it, and the action is being rolled out accordingly.
So what is the new way going forward, Shandov? We've been told by the Foreign Affairs Minister that the president is taking a serious matter, a serious view of this because of the calamity that befell the nation last week. Are you able to tell us what new in this fight is?
By way of newness, before I touched on the unique craft of interventions that we are rolling out, let's look at what we have been doing already briefly. We have been embarking on land reclamation. We've also been deepening education and sensitization. Indeed, there is a program to also offer alternative livelihood. We are enforcing the laws, and then we are embarking on, we've been embarking on a reformation of the licensing regime. These are the 5-pronged approach that the ministry has adopted over time. Following the incident and given the general call, sentiments that government also shares for the fights to be intensified, what we are doing is that now we are taking all of these measures a notch higher. So, for example, much recently, there was a conversation, a meeting, a cabinet meeting that discussed every other conversation on the table. For instance, we have had suggestions from the likes of Dr. Ken Ashigbe that the state of emergency should be declared across targeted locations. There have also been calls for the outright repeal of LI 2462 and a host of them. Every laudable suggestion that has come to the table is being actively considered as of now. So maybe in the not too distant future, perhaps by the end of the week, we'll announce comprehensively the new raft of interventions that we are rolling on board. And I have to say that these new measures would be measures that would indeed please all Ghanaians and give us the results that we are looking for.
Doctor, before I let you go, I mean, you've heard the spokesperson for the Lands and Natural Resources Ministry, and the measures that they will be rolling up in the coming days. But last week, for example, the coalition also came together in a statement demanding that a state of emergency is declared in the Galamsey-prone regions. UTAC, for example, have made it clear that they may not go back to the classroom and teach if these measures are not given the needed attention. Does the ministry's posture give you hope that at least we will see some semblance of government action on the ground, now that we are seeing the military officers undertaking their own, intervention in this matter?
Yeah, we're having. There are some things in the office, that are going to happen, and so. But you see, the thing that we all need to realize is that sovereignty resides with the people.
Right.
So we, as the people, need to put the necessary pressure, to ensure that the right things are done. So I am hopeful, and I'm hopeful that in the coming days we will hear something. But let me say something that Shandov talked about. It is important that every force currently that is engaged in this illegal mining, swoops, whatever it is, should work under NIMOS. We should not have people working independently. I'm not surprised of these 4 people, that have been picked up, military people that have been picked up. It is the reason why everybody, in as much as we commend the IGP and his team who went to do that raid the last time, That was I'm sure that was a solo move. We should stop all the solo moves. And so my call to His Excellency is that now that he's set up NIMOS, he should make sure that the various ministries all work together under NIMOS, so that every operation that is done, it is coordinated from the center, and it can be done. That's an important thing. What I want to tell Shandov also is that there are some of the things that are outstanding. The only thing is that some of those are not issues that under his ministry. What is the Yoko doing about the investigations that the Attorney General asked them to do? These are some of the things that would give us renewed confidence. Yes, it's good that some military people are being arrested, but go and check. They might not be officers. There will be other ranks. What we need to do is to deal with the root cause, and the root cause are the influential people who are behind all of this. And so I think that we should all, and for me, I'm happy, the media, we are on this, but the life of the 8 and everybody else who's died from galamsey, whether it's from renal diseases or from spontaneous abortions and all of that, are currently on the head of everybody who's involved and hands of everybody who's involved in it, including those who have to act and are not now acting. So, Mr. President, we are holding our breath, waiting that you are going to give us some information that would ensure that these people who are environmental criminals, we make sure that they are put to book, and so that we can return to responsible small-scale and medium-scale mining that would inure to the benefit of Ghanaians, coexist with the large-scale mines, and make sure that Ghana is the winner in all of this.
All right, Dr. Kidashigbe, thank you so much for your intervention this afternoon. Let me give Shandov the final words, and to first find out from you whether you've got an update for us on the Yoko investigation that the Attorney General asked the office to go into regarding some individuals alleged to be involved in illegal mining. Some of them include the NDC national organizer, Joseph Yamin.
Indeed, it's not only the national organizer alone. The party's third national vice chairman is also a subject of interest in this particular matter. And the fact that they have been investigated in the first place should signal that there is that needed political will to deal with illegal mining, irrespective of whose ox is God. By way of an update on the investigation, the Attorney General is working assiduously around the clock in that particular respect.
Right.
Hopefully by next week or earlier, an update on that matter should come for our onward consumption. But I want to touch on a point Dr. Ashigbe made with respect to returning to responsible small-scale and medium-scale mining. Indeed, there is a program that has been launched, and that program would also take shape in the coming weeks. That is the Responsible Cooperative Mining and Skills Development Program. That particular program aims at ensuring responsible and sustainable mining across all the mining communities. In the course of time, the details will be fleshed out. But for now, by way of arbitration, government has taken note of all the developments that are emerging across board, and the ministry is up to task and working to make the menace a thing of the past.
But the minister, your boss, I mean, how is he taking all of this? Is he overwhelmed? You solved this problem today, there's another one tomorrow. How is he taking all of this?
Well, naturally, he's a very strong man. He's been around for a long time. He understands the fine dynamics and rubrics of politics and public service. And so though outwardly the issues are multifaceted and naturally he'll be overwhelmed, he's robust. And that is how come we are making some of the progresses that we are making so far. Perhaps we have to just tell the people of Ghana that they should continue to support him in prayers so that we are able to make our forests green and our waters blue once again.
Right. Pagosi, thank you so much. And hopefully this matter will not go away anytime soon. So we'll be dealing with you a lot more. But I wish you the very best of the day. And of course, in the studio is the Health Minister, Kwabena Mintah Kando. He is here on a different subject, but because galamsey is a national matter, perhaps I should just find out from you. Now we are getting to understand that they are so daring that they are getting closer to our pipelines, from Atuabo and 15 communities that the gas pipeline runs through from the Western to the Ashanti region. They are so close to it that engineers are warned that unless something is done immediately, the impact it may have on the country. Should there be an explosion because of activities of legal mining, will be something that will be difficult for the country to recover from. I don't know if you have anything to say to it before we get to the other matters.
Yeah, I'm just, hearing this for the first time, but even before this particular, revelation, I believe that you are, witnesses to how government is determined to fight this menace. So I believe that the minister responsible for lands and natural resources will maybe take it seriously and make sure that we don't get to where you are talking about.
All right.